Hey guys, this is Paul. Today I want to show you how to use the theme builder functionality in Elementor Pro to build out a blog post template. Now, the theme builder is fantastic and it's well worth the money. And what it allows you to do is to build out templates for like the header, the footer, and things like that. And then you can apply them to all the pages on your website. It's fantastic. So let me show you how to do this. What we're going to do now is we're going to click on single post and we'll create the single post template. Now I haven't got any already, otherwise they'd be listed here in a grid. So I'll click on the big green button, add new single post, and I don't need to give it a name because I'm only going to make one. So I just click create template. And what Elementor is going to do is it's going to give us some options and say, hey, I've already built some pre-existing templates. Do you want to use any of these? And that would be no fun to select one of those. So we're just going to bypass all of these, even though they look beautiful. We'll forget that. So I click on the X and I'm now at my default screen. It's so default, it even has the site title up in the top left, which is fine. So what I'll do is let's just create two sections, one section with two columns, and I'll put my dynamic content on the left and the static content on the right. So imagine if you want the same image for some reason on every blog post, then you would put that just somewhere on this template so that it always shows up. But the thing that we're interested in is the dynamic content. What is it that's going to be on the blog post, but it's going to change every time you write a blog post. So if I click on the 9 dots, then usually we're used to having heading, text editor, button, things like that when we create pages. But because Elementor knows I'm building a blog post page, it pulls all the important ones to the top, which is great. So one that's really interesting is the post title. So if I pull that in, it's going to show me just a bit of a placeholder for the moment, but the important thing is I can't edit that because it's the dynamic post title. Whatever the post title is, Elementor is going to put it up in the top left. It's going to be blue. It's going to be H1. If I want to right align it, that's fine. Left align it. Do whatever you want. You can style it how you want. But the important thing is that the post title is going to appear on every blog post now, and it will show the actual post title rather than a static bit of text. So another thing I can bring in is the author box. If different people are writing different blog posts, then pull in the correct author. It's going to be dynamic. Even though it's me at the moment, it's not always going to be me. It just depends who writes the blog post. And then finally, the most important part is the post content. If you don't bring this in, then you can't really enter any blogs at all by using this template. So I've got my 3 pieces of dynamic content. Now it's obviously not a very beautiful template and it's not very complex, but it proves the point. And then what I'm going to do is on the right hand side, let's imagine we want this one image on every single blog post. So if by putting it on the right, that's just static. I've just said, hey, this image I want on every blog page. So if I choose my one image, then my blog template is now ready. I've got some dynamic content that would change based on every post, and then some static content that I just threw in because I thought it looked nice. And so if I publish that, it's going to ask me, where do we want this template to apply to? So if I add a condition, I might want this to apply on all of my posts, all of them. It already defaults to all posts, and I click save and close. So what I've done now is I've built my blog post template in Elementor Theme Builder. So if I go back to my dashboard and I come back to my theme builder, so I go templates, theme builder, what you'll see is that when I come to single post, I have one template. Now I didn't give it a name, so it has this kind of really random name here, but that's my template. And if I ever want to change it because I got it wrong or it's not very good, I just hover over edit with Elementor and it takes me back to where we were and I can change it. So what we'll do now is we'll just show you how this works in terms of creating a blog post. So if I come to posts and I add new, then I'll come to the kind of standard Gutenberg content editor, but I'm just going to bypass that because I might want to do it in Elementor. So I click on the big blue button. And so I come to the blog post page, and here, when you're building out a blog post, there might be pictures, lots of text and things like that. But the important part here is when I get to this page, the only part of it that's editable to me is the section that I called the post content. So I can't touch this image anymore. It's fixed. It's part of my template. I can't touch the title. I can't touch the author box. I can't touch anything because it's all locked down in the template. The only thing that's available to me is this little square, well, a little rectangle. And because I brought in the post content, but obviously I can pull in whatever I want in there. I can pull in a heading, I can pull in text, I can pull in buttons if that's your thing, or you can pull in images. But what's happening here is this section here is my post content, and that's available to me, but this is not available to me on the right because it's part of the template. So once you've finished your blog post and you're happy with it, then you can publish it and you can have a look. And now you can see the blog post. So as you can see on the right hand side, it's pulled in that static image. That image is going to show up on every blog post because I put it in the template. Whereas on the left hand side, it's all the dynamic content. It's pulled in the blog post title, it's pulled in who the author is, which is me, and it's also pulled in all that content I put into that specific blog post, which was the heading, the text editor, and the image. So the right hand side is going to be the same on everyone because it's part of the template, whereas the left hand side is going to be the dynamic content. Now, you probably don't want to go live with a blog post like this. You might want to clean it up a little bit, make it look a bit nicer, but that's how the blog post template works. Thanks for watching.